My oh my, what is this? It is a rarity for this channel. A MechWarrior Online video that is not at the weekend. It's been a while since we've had one of those. And on top of that, it's the first time ever that I have featured the same mech, the same chassis, 3 videos in a row. But that is right, and that is how it should be. Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark III, and welcome to the giant stompy robot simulator that is MechWarrior Online. And to my sincerest apologies. Yes. If you saw yesterday's video, the Sunday video featuring this mech, then you know that I was a bit verbose and a bit blunt. It turns out I also misspoke, misunderstood, misread, and in general, damn it. Even when making an apology, I always trip over words sooner or later. And there we go again. I made a complete mistake, a mess, and a fool of myself. And this, I freely admit. Video 1022 will, by the time this particular video has gone out as its replacement, have been pulled down and deleted from the channel. And again, this is how I think it should be, because it was a misrepresentation and, quite frankly, a disservice. Epics, I can only apologise for the tone I took and the words I said in that video. And I hope you can forgive me. Anyway, I will tell you the story of what has happened, why I think it happened, how it happened, and all of that as my ramble in the first match. But until then, it is the start of the video, so it is time for the Mech Lab. This Jester is, again for the 3rd time in a row, a different loadout. It has once again been modified, and I am personally quite curious about this one, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it performs. Here we go. Right. As you can see, it's a bit more even compared to the last couple of videos. It has taken out some of the heat sinks. Its cooling is less at 1.28, though it is still based around the Endosteel, double heat sinks, and the standard armor plating. But it still also has the XL355 engine, giving it a maximum speed of 95.1. Epics, you have actually outdone yourself with this one. I know you said not to take this as a suggestion, but I did look it over and I was curious, so I have built this, and full credit to you here, dear sir. And I am genuinely damn it, words. I am curious to see how this goes. I often forget that large pulse lasers can pair off pretty well with medium lasers, so this should be interesting. My only quibble with the design is based purely on how I... Hang on, I've not done this right, have I? You're about to lose the music. Damn it, words. You're about to lose the music, ladies and gents, because I'm tabbing out, so this will take but a moment. I need to double check something. Right, let's see. Smurfy. 40, 54. Oh. Okay. This is strange. Is Smurfy out of date or something? 40, 50... What? Okay. Something's not quite right here. Okay. Drop those down to 50. Increase the armor on the arms. I'm sorry, I forgot to do this little part. The arming was about the same, so I thought, okay, this will be fine. And then it's like, nope, not quite. What else have I got? 6 and 54. Oh, that's where the points came from. Wait, no, it isn't. Okay, that's matched up. Since torso and head. Ah, there's the missing little digits. Okay. That's not quite right either. Oh, I've got more rear armour. I see. Right. Don't worry, I'll get there sooner or later. Right. There we go. Okay, that's the suggested armour settings. Oh, that took a minute. For a moment there, I thought, Smurfies must be wrong. Where have these 2 extra points of armour come from? And then it was, oh yeah, he took them off the head, so... Okay, right. That's the armour balanced out. My only real thought about this build, beyond the curiosity to see how it does, is personally I would mount the large pulse lasers in the left and right torsos, and the extra mediums in the arms. But that's just me, and because when I play a catapult, well, my 2 main catapults, to be fair, they have their primary weapons in the torso, and I use the arms as effectively fodder, so that's a product of that playstyle. I must note that having them in the arms like this actually gives them a high mount, so they can fire over obstacles, so it's a give and take situation, I think. The large pulse lasers can fire over hills more easily, but I am more likely to lose them earlier on in the engagement because they are easier to hit and blow off my mech. So that should be interesting, I think. Right, let's get back to column view. Sorry, expanded view, rather. Yeah. Other than that, the reduced cooling, I've taken this mech into a testing match, so I've had a quick play around with it, and it does overheat using all its weapons, but it's got complementary fire rates, at least right now, and it's got complementary ranges better than the medium pulses I was using. So this thing is more reliable, more alpha strikey, more glass cannon-y, because it does more raw damage output compared to the previous loadouts, which I was actually slightly mistaken in causing? How many slip-ups of wording in this one? In calling a glass cannon, because they frankly didn't have much in terms of firepower. They were actually, I guess you could call them speedsters, since they focus so much on mobility above all else, including firepower. Anyway, my skill groups remain the same. I have focused here on mobility for the most part, and then operations to help keep the mech cool, and lastly sensors. I was trying to go for some radar deprivation and things like that, just pushing through there. Though another suggestion is actually a little bit of survivability to try and help this mech endure. Though, personally, I'm not entirely sure about going down this route, but extra armor, always useful, so I have no objections to it either. It comes down to personal preference, I think, more than anything else, but unfortunately the bottom line is I don't have the SP to actually try this out. Though I do have a couple of thousand XP. Let's actually see how much XP I can get. Sorry, SP rather. I don't think it's much. Yeah, I can get a whole 3 points with that. Okay. Let's grab the 3 points, and this will give me some... Yeah, just slightly reduced critical hit absorption, reduced fall damage, and improved structure. Not much, but I can live with that. I can live with that, definitely. So, there we go. A little bit of extra toughness there. Right, weapon grouping. Primary fire, large pulse. Secondary fire, medium lasers. However, since they work so well together, I have decided I'm going to actually make buttons 3 and 4 alpha strike keys. So, fire everything and kill it all with molten energy kind of thing. So, right. There we go. And that is the build, ladies and gents. Once again, this is a suggestion by Epic, and I am curious to see what happens with it. So, let's throw this thing into a match or two, and see how well I can do. I'm probably going to trip over my own feet, but that's just me. Yeah, here we go.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Oh, there was a slight lag spike there, but at this time of day, server connection is not really ideal. Why the heck is our Orion dead? I do not know. Anyway, welcome to Forest Colony, ladies and gents. The game mode is Assault. So, as I promised, it is now story time. Are you ready? Ah, my fellow heavy is wondering why our Orion is dead as well. Okay. Let's try an Alpha Strike here. Ow. That's fine. Story time. Let us begin. This all has its roots in how I tend to view/respond to comments sometimes. Let's be fair, this is not the first time I've made an apology video, and I make it a point to play straight as much as I can and be honest as much as I can. And that is entirely where this video has come from and why its predecessor yesterday will be taken down once I'm done recording and editing this one. Thankfully it's been a while since I've done one of these, to be honest, or rather felt like I should do one of these, and the heck? No, that was not a K9, it was just a paint scheme. Right. Anyway, the last time I did an apology video I think was before a lot of people who now watch the channel on a regular basis actually found this channel. So this is going back at least a year, I think, for the most part.
Target spotted.
Now, it all started with a comment from Epics on Saturday's video. And there was nothing wrong with this comment. It dealt a little bit with the build. It was the treble large pulse version.
Target acquired.
Oh, they're way out of range. Treble large pulse version. And then the latter third of the comment was focused on the fact that the video seemed a little bit choppy. Now, this is where the problem comes in. And it is on my part, not on Epic's, because, as I said, his comment was absolutely fine. The problem is that I have been aware of my degrading PC performance for a little while now. The video did indeed appear choppy to me during editing, but I went through it very carefully and thought, yeah, this looks okay, it looks acceptable, so let's put it out there. But then, this is where the issue came in. I saw the comment just before I was about to start recording yesterday's video, Sunday's video, so I was... Yes, I see you there. Hello.
New target acquired.
So I saw the video.
Target spotted.
Sorry, not saw the video. I saw the comment, then I focused on the comments, and it was like I quickly browsed it because I was getting ready to record, and then because I shouldn't stand still. Because the deteriorating frame rate is a source of irritation for me, and it's actually, as I mentioned in the channel update / stream scheduling video, which should be out right after this one. As I mentioned in that, it is something that's caused me to actually shelve some series and stop recording some things and stuff like that. So it is an ongoing issue and something I am pretty concerned about, and it's on my mind a lot. So I focused on that part of the comment and didn't actually remember the other 2/3 of the comment. Let's put it that way. So that's why I was saying Epic's comment was like focus on the frame rate and all that. That was not true. Oh, I accidentally gouged him in the back. That was not true, but that was all I remembered while I was recording. And that happens to me sometimes. I remember only a part of it, and so I focus on that bit. So yeah, that's why I'm saying that. And then the other main component, I think, is because I went on about it a bit, because as I said, it's a bit of a problem issue. I then focused on saying, oh, you can blame Epic for this one. Blame Epic. It's Epic's fault that this video has come out. And I didn't stop to realise that that would be... that was not exactly a good way to phrase it or word it. That one comes from my sense of humour. I have a generally sarcastic sense of humour. Oops.
Left arm critical damage.
I have a generally sarcastic sense of humour, so that's where that came from. So if I say blame someone for something, then it's usually like they contributed or they inspired or something along those lines for me. And I actually did mention this in the video as well, that... Ow! Straight to the side torso. Okay, let's go ahead and watch the rest of this. I actually did mention that in the video question yesterday that the video was inspired by Epic. But that was vastly overshadowed by me saying blame Epic for this, and Epic said that, and going on and on and on about it. And this was upsetting to Epic, and frankly, he had every right to be, and I do not blame him in the slightest. Let's find someone a bit less noisy to listen to. I mean, I would have reacted that way too. I can understand exactly where he came from. And so, my immediate response on the comment to yesterday's video was an apology as well. It's like, yeah, it's, oh my, I am sorry about how I put that and how I phrased it and all this. And this guy's the last one alive. Yes.
New target acquired.
So I apologise, and I offered, off my own bat, like straight in that first comment, would you like me to take this video down? And would you like me to put up a new one with a public apology? And that was accepted. And I think there was also some surprise there as well. Epic's joined the channel. Oh dear. Yep, we lost. Saw that one coming. Yeah, Epic's joined the channel after my last apology video, so yeah, they wouldn't have known that this is how I tend to respond to things. Just that I tend to play it straight and be honest, which is the point of this entire amble and just telling the story. Because I really did go overboard and was harmful in my tones in the previous video. And sometimes I am just like that. I honestly am. It's not my intention, and I don't stop to think about how the words might be taken, and exactly how I'm phrasing it, and the more I'm enjoying myself, the more sarcastic I get. So everything came together into what is, well, looking back on it and going back through it, it's actually somewhat toxic, as well as laying fire squarely where it's not warranted. So that's why I offered to do this and why I am apologizing for it. Epic, I am sincerely sorry, and I hope you will continue to stick with this channel. I am, after all, just an imperfect human, but when I do something like this, as soon as I know that I will come forward, and I'll lay it out and say I'm sorry. So there. That is the tale of this. And this is why video 1022 from yesterday, the Jester video called Jesting Around, is no longer available. If you're one of the 10 or so people that saw it, it is now gone. So, yes, that's it. That's the whole story in a nutshell. And, yeah, it's much more of a sober, level, kind of downbeated thing compared to how it's been before. And my normal videos, because normally I've been pretty upbeat for quite a while in these videos, but as I said, this video is... It deserves to be this way. It deserves to be a more reflective, more calm video, I think. So yeah, I'm sorry, I normally just skip part of the storytelling when the video actually... sorry, the video. I normally skip part of the storytelling and continue on in the second match, but again, this is what I felt was important to get across, so I continued even into here, the map selection screen. Ooh, skirmish on Grim Plexus. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to get the entire story out there in one go. And this one is to everyone who saw that. I apologise to all of you, quite honestly, for my behaviour there. And I hope it doesn't crop up again for a long, long time. So yeah. now I am honestly not sure what to say. Oh, there's a flipping leaf cutter going on outside. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but this is why I normally don't record this time of day. Anyway, there's no point in even doing a cut, I don't think, because there's like a minute left. So, let us continue. I don't know if you noticed in the fighting in the previous segment, but I was not 100% focused on the battle, to be quite honest. I was focused more on the story.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
No, all systems nominal. Well, that's fine, I guess. I did note it has been happening more often that it's actually said that. But yeah, that is the whole sorry tale of how this video came to be and the events that transpired over the weekend. And I think I have covered it as much as I can and laid it all out and apologised. So I frankly not sure what else I can do. It is now out there for everyone to see and to judge on, based on whatever you might like to feel about it all. But it is still a thing that happened, and as this video shows, I am not going to hide from it. I'm not going to just sweep it under a rug. I do prefer to be honest and upfront with this kind of thing as much as possible whenever it happens. And I've really gone on about it again. Oh, I apologise for that as well. But it's just what I felt I should say. I'm just going to keep following this Warhammer here. Anyway, if I forgot something, I owe an apology for that as well. But I think I've covered every stage of this, and as a final thing I'm going to say about it, I wish to again make it clear that this entire thing was entirely my fault. The blame lies squarely on me, and I won't accept any other words to the contrary, because, quite frankly, that is the truth. It was entirely on me that this even happened in the first place. So, yes. Anyway, this is match number 2, Grim Plexus, Skirmish. Hello there! I'm running away now, goodbye. So I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit, and I am also going to focus on the mech build itself, because I've been playing around with it now. As I normally do with a new loadout for one of these videos, I will try it out. Oh wait, that's our cicada. Oh, poor guy. I've tried it out a bit, I've got a little bit of a feel for it, and honestly, I am liking this particular variant, so I'm glad that it caught my attention and I gave it a whirl. Oh, I think I just clipped that guy in the back with my large pulse. The medium pulse lasers... No, medium pulse? I've got medium pulse lasers on the way. Hello. Oh, incoming. Ow. Well, there goes my center torso armor. That was great.
Target spotted.
Yeah. As I mentioned back in the mech lab, I often forget that medium lasers are a good complement to large pulse lasers. And they often work well together. I keep running into that madcap. Jeez. Also, I'm getting blown to pieces, and that was an artillery strike as well. I didn't even notice. Honestly, I am liking this a lot, and I was concerned about the heat, but I also know that a good sweet spot to aim for in regards to most heat loadouts is generally about the 1.2 to 1.3 area. Oops, I've got a Lance-fire laser there. Ow. So it's actually a good amount of heat. It's only when I'm firing everything dakka, lay down as much fire as possible, that the heat really has a chance to build up. And well, it shows really that this is not exactly a loadout I often use, like combining large pulse with med laser. Ow! Oh, I got tagged. Oh, damn it. Well, I did okay there. My damage output is a bit lower, than the previous two videos. So, but it's not much, not by much, like 20 odd points or so. So that's that. I was also playing a bit more conservatively as well, doing a bit of a disservice to the build, because I was a lot more aggressive in the last two videos. But overall, yeah, I do think this is actually an extremely viable... Okay, he's got lots of missiles. I'm switching to someone else. Oh, jeez. SOZ. Courses and PPC. Okay. Not seen that combination for a bit. But yeah. I like it. I do like the medium lasers backing up my large pulses. It gives me some good flexibility, and the heat management is not as much of an issue as I thought. I think I was doing more damage with the pure pulse loadouts, flatly because it was like, oh, you've got all this stuff, so I can just keep throwing it, more damage, more damage, more damage. So I was firing a lot more freely with the other loadouts. While this one with the medium lasers, I felt like I had to slow down a little bit, but I'm not sure why. I didn't really need to on reflection, but Gauss rifles.
Acquired.
I keep meaning to go back to Gauss rifles and try those out, but yeah. Also, I used to be a really big fan of the medium laser. Then I found autocannons, and it's like, reflection. Hindsight. It's a useful thing. Ooh, quad large. Though, there is something else I want to quickly mention here, actually, and that is in the patch notes. I mentioned, well, I mentioned it actually in yesterday's video, so people might not know this one anymore if I was the only source of it. But large pulse lasers are getting their damage slightly reduced, and their cooldown adjusted. But medium lasers are getting changed too, so there's a whole sweep of laser balances coming out. As of the time recording tomorrow, actually. So lasers are getting rebalanced because of how powerful small pulse lasers are compared to everything else in the low end. So it was making medium lasers and small lasers and ER smalls kind of problematic as far as PGI was concerned. So lasers are getting rebalanced a bit. So yeah, that's something to be looked forward to as of tomorrow, along with the new hero mechs and things. So yeah, just mention that. With that said, as I said, I do like that loadout. It's pretty good. And we've actually won this one somehow.
Target acquired.
Well, to be fair, we did get... we were on the low ground, but we did get a fair defensive position. And we were whistling away at them a lot, so...
Left torso critical damage.
Come on, get the kill. Go, go. Dead. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry. This has been a bit of a mixed up video. I must admit that. My commentary is a little bit fragmented, but as I said, for once in my MWO videos, the purpose of this one was not relaxing, chilling out, or anything like that. It was to convey an apology to Epic in particular, to you guys in general for my lapse of social graces and forethought and consideration of others, and just to lay down the tale of what happened, how it happened, and things like that. But yes, no kills, but 7 assists, so yeah, I was definitely doing work there. This feels a bit like a workhorse of a design. It's definitely got good flexibility. I'm kind of torn now, because I like this one, but I might like my treble large more. I don't know, I'm going to have to play around with these again after the laser changes hit tomorrow. So yeah, for the last time, my apologies, one and all, but this is a video I felt needed to happen. And I may not be happy that it's happened, but it has happened, and I will not shirk from it. This has been Iron Mark III. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed what part of the show was actually a show and can see and understand what happened with the rest of it. And I'll catch you all some other time. See you all later.